Hello everyone and welcome back to Prestige Reef. Today I'm going to start with a controversial statement. Saltwater aquariums are 99% suffering, and that's a good thing. Bear with me because the philosophical reefer is back and there is a good chance this video will make you think. The reason I thought of this video is because I want a large coral munching angelfish in my next reef tank. I'm not talking about one of those puny reef safe angels. Not even a semi-reef safe one, like a regal angel. I want a potential nightmare reef fish, and the idea of this excites me. But why? It's the challenge. It's that failure is almost guaranteed. So what have I got to lose? Other than maybe a ton of coral when it goes rogue, I guess. As a reefer, we embark on a journey of what can only be described as self-inflicted suffering. But what exactly is self-inflicted suffering? Suffering comes in two forms. It can be imposed on us, totally out of our control, such as someone dying, which obviously is the negative version of suffering, depending on how much you like that person, I guess, and if you're in their will, and if they're rich. Or it can be self-inflicted. Self-inflicted is where we purposely do something to ourselves which we know will be hard, but it will feel rewarding in the long run. This suffering starts at the very beginning for most people, when you start to realise just how much everything costs, but it continues indefinitely. Every electricity bill, every water change, every test, every time you have to clean the glass or equipment, and the sense of impending doom that you learn to live with on a day-to-day basis. But most of those are just costs and jobs. The fulfillment actually comes from the possibility of failure. It's no different to playing sport against a 5-year-old. You'll win every game, but if there's no competition, it ceases to be fun anymore. If there's no possibility of failure, then success means nothing. Luckily for us, the hobby gives us ample opportunities to fail, and fail we shall, over and over again. Sometimes it's small failures, like leaving your RO unit on and flooding your kitchen. Others are big failures, like your partner divorcing you because they caught you kissing the tank goodnight. Jealousy is a funny thing. Not many people know this, but after I set up the coral farm, I actually entered one of the most difficult stages of my life. At first, it was amazing, but that soon wore off. For lack of a better word, the best way to describe it was emptiness. It was an incredibly confusing time for me. Since I was 18, I had dreamed of setting up a coral farm and having it almost completely automated, and I achieved this, but in doing so, I had inadvertently gone down the route of zero suffering. No longer was I chained to my desk every day doing a job I hated, my life and freedom dictated by someone else, yet in reality, I wasn't any happier. I realised that when we only have positive experiences, they stop being positive because we get used to them, and we need a negative as a reference point to appreciate the positives. For example, someone that doesn't keep a reef tank will never understand that unbelievable feeling you get when you notice that first, insignificantly small 1mm of acropora growth. And it's because they haven't experienced the suffering it takes to get that growth. This is why I want an angelfish. It will test my skills and patience like never before. No longer is my success based on my skill, but to some extent, luck as well. It will essentially be my new boss. Some of you will have experienced this next bit before. When our tanks are running perfectly, we become bored and lose interest in them. Subconsciously, they often start to get neglected until they aren't perfect again, and then as if by magic, our interest returns. Alternatively, after getting over the initial suffering from a tank crash, providing it didn't make you quit, the next tank is almost always much better than the last, as if it's rising like a phoenix out of the ashes. If you look back at your life, I'd be willing to bet that almost all of your most fulfilling memories and achievements came with some sort of struggle, which you then overcame. That is because humans have a hardwired desire to experience some sort of self-inflicted suffering. This is what owning a saltwater tank will do for you. It will challenge you in more ways than you can imagine, stretching every fibre of your patience and resilience, and in turn, giving your life more meaning. And if meaning is truly related to how much you suffer, trust me, a saltwater tank will make your life a whole lot more meaningful. as it's one of the best things that I ever did. I hope you enjoyed watching my video. Please feel free to comment below if you have any questions. As always, I just want to say a massive thank you to everyone that supports the channel on Patreon. Have a good week, and I'll see you next time.